Toastmasters and welcome guests. To craft a unique speech requires three important components. Excuse me. Number one, the opening of your speech. Number two, the body of your speech. And number three, the conclusion of your speech. The opening of your speech is to give a quote, a story, a joke, something that draws your audience in so they'll want to hear what you have to say. The body of your speech will then support with facts, ideas, thoughts, or stories to help you represent that opening statement. And then finally, the conclusion of your speech will be what I like to think of as wrapping the package, tying the bow, and presenting your message to your audience. Today, we are going to focus mostly on the conclusion of your speech. You can see on your table there are some handouts that you can follow along with me. Okay, so to have a successful conclusion, the number one most important thing you want to do is achieve closure. And the way you want to achieve closure is to make sure that your audience knows that you're concluding the speech and that it's very direct, very forceful, and very positive. So it ends on a high note, and it's something to take home. Many of you don't know, but I was an ice skater most of my life. And I can remember one time this gal gave a performance. The performance was excellent. She did her closing bow, and then she stomped off the ice. Nobody knew until that moment that she wasn't happy with her performance. But those 2 or 3 seconds at the end of her program totally diminished her entire performance. You don't want to do that with having a speech with a poor conclusion. You want to leave your audience with something impactful. Number 2, you can summarize the main points. One great way of doing a conclusion is to take the main points from your speech and then emphasize them and then draw it in at the end. Number 3, make an impact. Again, you want it to be a strong closure. You want it to be powerful. You want to give them something to take home. Don't make it wishy or short or I just gotta, what, that's all I've got, or I'm done, or something to that effect. Or even if you do give a closing statement, if it's too short, the speaker could be sitting at their chair and the audience's head are still going to be spinning around. What did they say? Huh? You want it to be very clear and concise. And number 5 is to use 5 to 10% of your speech for your conclusion. How many of you think you do that now? Probably not most of us. And think about that as if you were going to be giving a 10-minute speech, that would be 30 seconds to a minute. Okay? So you can gear that with your speech time frame. Lost my paperclip. That's not a good thing. All right. A little crooked, but we're getting it. All right, so what are some good closing techniques now that you know that your closure of your speech is so valuable and important? Number 1, use a quotation. A quotation can be a powerful way to end your speech. It can be a humorous way to end your speech, or it can be impactful. Now, you want to make sure when you use a quotation that it's a powerful statement. For instance, if you were giving a speech on the environment, you might want to use a quote from George Bernard Shaw, who says, "Some men see things as they are and they ask why. Others dream another idea and ask, why not?" Can you see the impact of that kind of a statement on your audience's mind? Then they're going to really want to question, what did they really share in that speech? What can that do for me? Number 2 is to tell a story. Telling a story is always a great way to end your speech because it creates an image in the minds of your audience. If you do choose to use a speech, you want to make it a short story. You want to have it apply to the main topic of the speech. and if possible, make it personal. A suggestion might be in the story, the children's story, The Engine That Could, as he chugged up the mountain, thinking, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Well, if you apply this to Toastmasters, and you know you have to do your roles, your projects, and your speeches, and those are the way you're chugging up the mountain to accomplish your goals in Toastmasters. Number 3 is a very powerful way to end some speeches, especially if it's something you want the audience to go home and do as soon as they leave the meeting. An example of this would be if you were giving a speech on drug abuse. I might say, go home, talk to your children, tell them you love them, tell them the importance of the knowledge of drug abuse so that they will make better choices in their life. That way the audience knows exactly what is expected of them in regard to what your speech has been about. Number 5 is refer to the beginning of your speech. Oftentimes people will end their speech by taking that opening statement and then drop back into the closing of your speech. For instance, I began my speech today saying there were 3 important components to craft a beautiful